This podcast is brought to you by Fandom Spotlight. Check us out at fandomspotlight.com. Have fun and follow your fandom.
Last time on Dragon Ball for Life.
All right, Brother Trav, this segment needs no introduction. 10 seconds on the clock. No contest recap. Are you ready?
Listen, man, stay ready so you never have to get ready, bull.
In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Man, Yamcha got his groove back while Roshi went back to his ways. 7-3 and Shiki Rema couldn't stop the father-son duo as Moro watches from afar, laughing at his goons put up a pathetic effort.
Time. Ooh.
Know what I'm saying?
My man came prepared.
I'm saying? I'm here.
He said, Junior Watanabe on that week.
We here.
We always here. Every week. Sometimes twice a week. Anime, we have your attention, please, and welcome to another episode of Dragon Ball for Life, where you come for the content, but you stay for the culture. That's right, we're talking Goku and Soul Food. It's Supreme Kai wearing Supreme clothing. We're mixing up our DBZ with a little bit of EBT, covering manga and anime for people that might owe a little something to Sally Mae. As always, we are your hosts, the Fusion Dance Dons, aka the Mang Gods. I am Rojita himself, the Prince of All Sayings, Mr. Matty Ice, Matthew Porter, here with my counterpart, the Ooh to my Majin Buu, Saying A Smith himself, Mr. Chol Trav. Talk to the people, Trav.
I mean, you know me. I stay chillin', and I love thy women like Krillin. Ooh. And you know, for the women I play the harp, but look, I skill like Super Saiyan Shark.
Hey, let's get it.
What's going on, folks?
Put the light skin voice on.
Yeah, you see me? Nah, it's actually just me being supremely tired from being a dog dad. So
there you go. We know that life. Happy. I guess what's belated Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Happy
dads.
Belated Father's Day to you, sir.
Thank you, good brother. Dads, stepdads, uncles, dog dads, all of y'all. We appreciate all that you guys do. Piccolo, you know.
Oh, of course.
Piccolo being the greatest dad in
the
anime
OG
history. But we are back with another episode, and we told y'all last week that we about to two a day, y'all, with these, because they are very fight-heavy, dialogue-light chapters. So we're gonna start banging these out 2 at a time. The Moro arc is rapidly approaching its conclusion, at which time we are going to take a break from weekly manga breakdowns. But don't worry, we will be back. And me and Choto Trav have some little special for y'all once we finish this arc and before we move on to the next one. But we are Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 57, another gripping title, Battles Abound. And I wonder
that one might be the worst.
Well, possibly this one could be about. But we pick up right where we left off. There is a really weirdly placed tile chapter that just kind of shows the Z Fighters and Sagambo's gang kind of in a standoff in the different areas that they've landed since they've came and invaded Earth. And then we cut to the title card where we see Moro and Sagambo standing in Moro's ship over top of Kami's lookout, where he's just kind of surveying everything that is going on. We get a really funny chapter. Bulma, being what Bulma is and her tech savviness, she somehow has a TV that is able to cover all these fights. Don't know how.
All of a sudden, I mean, when you're the richest in the world, you make it happen.
Facts, you just got cameras everywhere.
And real quick, don't you ever wonder sometimes when, like, I mean, Kami used to do this too, but like when Dende and all them are just chilling, watching these fights happen, they don't ever do anything. They're the guardians of the planet, and they just stand there and be like, "Oh, I hope Goku shows up." Like, can y'all at least come up with a plan or something too, like an alternative? They never do that.
What if they fail? Like, what's the backup plan?
Yeah, they're just spectating every single time, and I'm just like, and it's not until one of the Z fighters tells them what they need them to do.
Yeah, facts. And it's funny because it's like, while we're on that point, it's like Kami when he was doing it, and now Dende here, they act like people don't know where the lookout's at. They act like, you know, the shit that goes on down on Earth is just like, oh, this won't phase us up here.
Yeah.
like if shit goes left down there, we'll be fine. No,
Right.
everybody knows where the lookout is. Like,
It's so funny. Like they just like it's actually kind of wild that Super Brew was the only one that actually like pulled up.
went up and started wrecking shit. Facts. Super facts. It's definitely a valid point. Boo was the only one who's just like, yo, you know what? Let's go see what's popping up.
So I'm
there.
done waiting for y'all.
Yeah, y'all take it too long. Like, and then there's not only that, it's like the giant pole in the ground that leads up there. It's not even like it's like a floating fortress.
Nah.
You know, hide in the clouds a bit. Like, no, like you have like a whole please climb here.
Yeah.
thing.
Like we are up here.
Like, come get us. But we are on said eyesore of a tower, and Boma has her laptop set up with the channels for each fight that's going on, and we kind of get a funny page with Chi-Chi, you know, still being the overbearing mother that she is. She's like, oh, like I finally get to see, you know, my precious Gohan fight, and it's actually a video of Krillin's fight, to which she's just like, oh, this is just the Krillin channel. Like,
Stay disrespecting my man.
Stay disrespecting. So we do see Krillin gets his one-on-one rematch with the panda guy. I'm gonna just call him Panda Express because he looks like a panda, and I have no idea what his name is.
Fake
it's in my
ass
brain
Matamo.
somewhere. Exactly. So Krillin fighting Panda Express. If you remember last time they squared up, he kind of fucked my boy Krillin up, knocked him through the lookout tower.
Yeah.
That's another thing about the lookout tower. Whoever their maintenance crew is, they are impeccable because they get there quick, fast, and hurry. Patch up all the holes.
Galactic Patrol needs to try to poach them off for their
Yo,
facilities.
Like, while y'all done here, can y'all like
So we got
get
some
up to
contract
space?
work for y'all. Come on.
we did have, me and Trev have been saying there these are very dialogue light chapters, very fight heavy, so we will do our best to give these fights verbal justice, but we, as always, we encourage you to please look at these for yourself, and then we will always, you know, long for how great that these will look when these are animated. Fingers crossed. So we get Krillin and Panda Express squabbling. Krillin doing his Destructo Disc thing, you know, being able to control it. Panda Express don't know that. Krillin gets a nice little slash on. He gets the Nelly on him. He gets the hot
a slight cut, a slight
something. And Krillin's actually kind of putting in work. It was actually really total aside to fill time because we're probably gonna fly through this quickly. I did see an article yesterday where they were talking about, you know, how strong in comparison are the human Z fighters, referring to Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, and I can't remember who the fourth one was. It wasn't Chaozu. Who else is a human fighter?
Roshi?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, it was Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, and Roshi. And they were pretty much just kind of based off like not official stats, but just kind of just based off who they were able to beat versus other people's power levels at a certain time. And I never really thought about it like that because, you know, we always follow Goku, Vegeta, even Piccolo to an extent. Gohan's like their growth, and we get to see like, oh, they're this much stronger than what they were before. But I've always kind of, in my brain, just kind of correlated Krillin and all them's power levels just kind of have always been the same. Like,
Yeah, I mean they
like
always
they've never really done nothing crazy.
Yeah, they always allude to like they don't really train until they're told like, oh shit, we should probably get ready for this threat, instead of just, you know, always. And like they do stuff on Earth that's like very Earth-like things that's not going to help with their training. Like Krillin's a cop. Like that's
Right.
not gonna you're not gonna get stronger doing that. So
Yamcha's a baseball player.
yeah.
Like,
Like I think
But,
maybe Tien's the only one that probably maintains his training just because of he's a martial arts teacher now or whatever. So
Right,
like, you know, he probably still does his own form of training.
But the point of reference that they were used was actually the Moro arc for Yamcha. So they pretty much kind of just went through. For Krillin, it was the Tournament of Power, and they were basically saying, you know, like him being able to keep up with 18 during the Tournament of Power, we can at least infer off that he's stronger than Super Saiyan Vegeta was in this Android saga, because she obviously was head and shoulders stronger than him. And Krillin was able, while sparring, to, you know, keep up with her or at least deal with enemies that she kind of had difficulty with at some level. And obviously 18 is stronger than Krillin.
Yeah.
We know that, but they just kind of use that as a point of reference. Same with Tien. Tien's point of reference was him being able to at least detain second form Cell, which means that at a minimum, he's at least stronger than Super Saiyan. You know, Super Saiyan and Piccolo and Kami combined was said to have been stronger than Super Saiyan Vegeta, and Piccolo, Kami combined struggled with first form Cell. So they were saying Tien being able to at least do the defensive on second form Cell shouldn't infer that he is at least as strong or stronger than the Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I mean, they at least need to have those guys, like, you know, formidable in some shape or form, because I mean, they introduced all of them in Dragon Ball as like some of the main people, and then when Z came around, they all just said, oh yeah, I'm good, I got my money, I got my max deal, I got my contract, I'm good, I don't need to practice again. They had these Z fighters go full Ben Simmons on them.
They said Dragon Ball Z ya later.
Yeah. Gen Z ya later.
It was just like, look, Goku Vegeta, that's all we need.
Yeah, he said, nah, we good. They're
Speaking
like
of Dragon Ball, we see, I'm sorry, what were you about to say?
No, I just said they have the Z fighters like the like entitled rich kids that just know they're gonna take over their parents' business afterwards.
That's 1000%.
Like they're like, oh, we're always gonna be good.
Who were the two twins that really founded Facebook?
The Winklevoss or whatever, or Winklevoss. I don't know. It's something. It's something close to that.
There's something, exactly something like that. That's who the other Z fighters are. They was like, oh, we're good.
Yeah,
we're straight. We're straight. But speaking of the Dragon Ball reference, we do get an old school move that I don't feel like it's used enough. So Krillin's using his Destructo Disc. Panda Express does dodge him, and what he thinks cuts through Krillin is the good old after image technique. Haven't seen that one in a while, which was surprising to Panda Express, in which case Krillin was actually able to sneak up behind him, hit him with a Kamehameha, which also Krillin doesn't use the Kamehameha as much.
Yeah, Toyotaro's like, hey, Toriyama, here's everything that you created that you just totally forgot about, so I'm going to bring it back.
Just throw it in these next two pages. Yeah. So Krillin's actually able to hit him with the Kamehameha wave, knocks him out. So if you haven't figured it out now, because it's not really said, the Z fighters aren't trying to kill anyone. They're actually just trying to incapacitate all of the escaped convicts so that the Galactic Patrol can take them back to the prison that we can only hope has been refortified.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they got cells that are functioning for them to put them in. So.
Right? Did they figure it out? That big ass gaping hole.
Yeah.
Did we answer that? But then after Krillin beats Panda Express, he hears some shrieks in the distance for some trees in the foresty area behind him, and it's basically some women saying like, "Hey, like, watch me put that hand, buddy." And it's inferred we know who that is. We all know who it is. It is. Then we see Master Roshi come jetting out of the bushes. Well, not jetting. He actually got like punched out of the bush. And Krillin was like, "Oh, you good?" And then he was just like, "Yeah, these girls, like, they're way more than what I had bargained for. They're a lot tougher. They're really hard foes." And Krillin, this is actually a part that's interesting because I wonder how they're gonna fix this in the anime. So Krillin's saying like, "Hey, if they're so tough, why don't you go ahead and use that technique that you did in the Tournament of Power, which was Ultra Instinct, essentially."
That he all of a sudden pulled out of his fucking ass. Like, what is that?
A human version of Ultra Instinct. But we know in anime, in our opinion, the much better version of the Tournament of Power, Master Roshi's like his ace in the hole was the Mafufa ability, and he wasn't nowhere near Ultra Instinct. Didn't touch it, didn't mention it, didn't know what it was.
And
as
that
it should
is
be,
more realistic.
Yeah. So Krillin's just like, "Hey, why don't you use that technique again?" And Master Roshi's like, "Oh, well, I would try to clear my brain," but he's like, "But I'm just distracted and I don't know why." He's like, "Maybe they're witches. Maybe they're using some type of magic to like."
Remember, he went through all that training for the Tournament of Power just so he overcame his pervertedness. But he said,
"Just to be back here."
He said, "I woke up this morning with my dick all hard."
You already know. So yeah, so the female members of the Sagambo Bang are like we're not witches. Like, you're a freak boy. Like, we don't have powers like that, like, at all. Like, fuck is you talking about or whatnot. So then we cut again. These are kind of just a montage, a fighting montage. Again, not a lot's being said here. So then we cut to Tien and Chaozu fighting the guy Magneta's twin brother, I guess, who though the race that he is.
Yeah, Magenta's same race, the Metal Men. Very clever and unique name for a race.
Yes, right. So they burned the midnight oil trying to figure that one out.
They said,
but
let's
the part here
that
I find quite interesting is Tien and Chaozu are familiar with this race. Well, Tien is familiar with this race of alien due to the Tournament of Power, and you know he's acting shocked that none of his punches are working. and then,
they all have selective memories, don't they?
Exactly. And it takes one of the Galactic Patrols being like, hey, he's a member of the same Metal Men that Magetta was. And then he's like, oh shit. Tien's like, oh yeah, he is like that, huh? You know, not the fact that he looks identical to what that race looks like. You know, that wasn't the giveaway.
Yeah.
It took a cop, a fed, a pig to be like, yo, they're that race of metal people who are like really impenetrable, but they're, you know, prone to insults. For Tien to be like, oh shit. Like, now that you said it, I can see the resemblance.
He said, oh, okay, boy.
So we get a real funny page where Tien isn't the meanest of people, and he's trying to, you know, insult this metal man, just basically saying like, oh, like you half-ton fatty and all that stuff. And then they're like breaking it down like, insults. Oh yeah, but it's funny because like as he's saying the insult, you know, Dende and them are on the lookout breaking down like, oh, he's like a man made of metal, he probably weighs like way more than that. So like, yeah, and things like that.
They're like, you're actually like, oh. not you're not insulting him at all.
Yeah, in fact. So then it actually came through. Chaozu came through in the clutch with the insult. You know, he got that clown makeup. I guess he funny. He got jokes.
So I'm a clown. I'm a clown.
But he calls him an octopus, and apparently that gets under his skin for some reason.
Don't know how, but it did.
Don't know how, don't know why, but that gets under his skin for some reason. They just kind of hit him with he used to actually read the quote. He calls him an octopus, and then he says, "Does the truth hurt? Then give me your best shot." Guy gets mad, starts teaming. Chaozu hits him with the, you know, the blah, the one eye with the tongue out and all that. And then he called him a half-witted hunk of scrap metal. And that was the KO shot. Took him out. He was wrapped on that.
They said, oh shit, you hit me where it hurts.
Yeah, exactly. And then pretty much the ending of this chapter, we go back to Krillin and Master Roshi. And Master Roshi figured out a way not to have to worry about this one. He blindfolds himself, so he's not distracted by these the feminine wiles of the female sector of the Sagambo gang. And he's actually doing pretty good, putting in work, all his evasive moves, you know, and he's thinking it's just like, you know what, this is easy. We about to have you guys go back to prison. He actually gives them he does a Goku thing. He's like, why don't you guys just go back to prison? We don't have to keep doing this. Like, clearly you're outmatched. You know, it is what it is. And then we actually get something. I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, but Trav, what's the universe with like the pretty girls that when they transform, they turn into like kind of like
that's Universe 9.
So Universe 9 in the manga,
Ribrianne
and stuff, they don't have this different type of transformation and fusion like they do in the anime, but they kind of took that power and gave that to these three convicts. I don't know, like I said, which came first, chicken or the egg, but these three girls actually decided to end up fusing, and they turn into a Big Bertha, big burly broad. If you guys
made Roshi go soft real quick.
Yeah, right. If you're familiar with the Super Mario Brothers, you remember the Big Bertha, the boo boo ball, like,
yeah,
and the red latex. She's real husky, and she actually starts putting in work, starts whooping Roshi and Krillin's ass to the point that Krillin's just like, yeah, we're about to die. This ain't even tough. We get a little clip of Yamcha, who's not doing too good. all them two-a-days at baseball practice.
I thought he was doing all right too, and it went back to his ways as well.
He was putting in work. So we actually see Krillin and Roshi are kind of getting their ass whooped. Yamcha's getting his ass whooped. Moro, you know, he's actually prepping now. He's just like, look, you guys are starting to lose some power. I'm getting a little impatient. They actually start heading down to Earth to kind of get an eye on when it's going to be buffet time. And we also get a really dope fight between 17 and 7-3. Android 18 and 17 and 7-3 had hit the field from last chapter, putting in work. We see a cool thing where 17 like uses his blast as like a projector jet, kind of just kick 7-3 into the ground. 7-3 is pretty much down for the count. That's when Moro shows up and he kind of catches 7-3. And he's just like kind of there, like, fuck, Moro's on the field. Like, what are we about to do? 7-3 is pretty much chalked at the time. Moro brings up again, like, yo, like I told you, don't be using my powers all willy-nilly. Like, you ain't gonna keep gripping me up by the nape of my neck, but for so many times, bro. Like, and 7-3.
So we're not gonna let this happen again.
7-3 pretty much goes like, yeah, like I had to use it. We would have lost if I didn't get to. And we actually get a really cool piece of foreshadowing that, you know, reading this back because I know what happens was like, oh shit, they kind of telegraphed that. Moro makes a comment basically saying, you know, like, I help him recover. I'm gonna have use for his powers later on. He kind of like discards 7-3 to the side because he's lost the fight at this point in time. Then we get some Moro Gohan talking shit back and forth, and he's just like, yo, like, you're not your dad, you not the one, like, you not kind of worth my time. When he gonna get here? When your dad and Vegeta gonna pull up? He was just like, cause, you know, I don't want to mess with the peons. And Sagan was just like, you know what, boss, let me spin, let Booby spin.
You're a real dick rider. That's
yeah, he coming on high. He's like, no, don't get your perfectly manicured nails dirty, boss. Like, I got you. So
he said, sir, I'll help you out.
So Gambo's also a bit salty because, you know, half his squad has been re-locked up, and he's kind of like, damn, like, y'all making me look bad in front of Moro. Let me let my dick swing a little bit. Let me show him what's up. So Sagambo comes out to the field, and Moro actually gives him a little bit of his power. Well, some more power, juices him up, and my man's like roided out, looking crazy, busts out of his shirt, and he's ready for action.
All of a sudden, he's feeling like the man.
Right, so he rushes 17 and 18, and again, we're going to do these fight panels as much justice as we possibly can, but please go back and read these. But Sagambo, with his Moro juice, whoa, he's kind of overpowering 17 and 18. Crazy. Like, everybody's literally like, he's rushing them, and they're all literally like back to back, like trying to hold him back. Like, literally, it's like a Soul Train line of them trying to push Bull back, and he's just putting in work. Like, he's just cooking everybody. And then we also cut back to Tien and Chaozu going to help Trash Bull Yamcha because he's getting faded. He's getting wrecked by the senior advisor of Sagambo's Galactic Bandit Brigade is kind of putting in work on Yamcha. And then final last scene for this one before we take a break and pay these bills, we get Goku, who's still in that ship going any which way. He don't know where he going, trying to get back to Earth. And we get a Hail Mary by the Bull Krillin, who always comes in clutch in the tiniest of times of need. And he's just like, you know what, Goku's just like, if you're done training, cool. If you're not, cool, but we need you. We're losing at this point. And he does one final little, you know, key charge up so that Goku can lock on to his energy signal. And the Bull shows up and is about to do the most Goku-iest of Goku things. We will inform you of all this when we get back from these breaks. Let's pay these bills.
Bow.
Hi there, they call me the Governor, and I will be reacting to episodes of the final season of The Walking Dead, exclusively on the Fandom Spotlight YouTube channel. It's more fun than losing an eye. Trust me on that. Check me out weekly when new episodes of The Walking Dead air. Have fun and follow your fandom.
And we are back to talk more about how Sagambo tries to use Moro's juice. Pause.
Unpause. So chapter 57 ends with Goku showing up and taking out the big Brawlic babe for Krillin and Roshi because they couldn't get the job done. He knocks him out of fusion. And the theme of great titles, this one is Dragon Ball Super Manga chapter 58. Son Goku arrives.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Gripping.
Yeah.
Gripping title. So this is one of the ones, again, we say this all the time, that you're really going to have to go back and read yourselves, because there isn't a lot of words. This is actually a really good chapter. I do like this one, but it is fight heavy. So I don't want you to think that we're just kind of like speeding through this because it's like a lack thereof chapter. It's actually pretty good. It's just not a lot to talk about by words. It's
a lot of fighting.
Lot of fighting. Not much of the plot is moved forward with this one. And I can literally break down for you 3/4 of this chapter in about one sentence. And here we go. So after Goku got to Earth because the Z fighters were losing, Tien and Yamcha Super getting beat up by the the valedictorian of the Sagambo Galactic Brigade, and then like I said, Roshi and Krillin, they were getting beat up by the big Brawlic Babe. So 3/4 of this chapter is literally Goku instant transmissioning for each fight that his friends are losing and just taking care of that for them. It is the most laziest plot protection main character energy I have seen in quite some time. There is a brief conversation between Krillin and Goku where, Krillin's asking like, hey, did your training work? Or do you think you're strong enough to beat Moro? And Goku's just like, I don't even know. We gonna find out together. He's like, I ain't worried about it though. Like, I ain't sweating it. And Krillin's just like, oh, that's the most Goku-ish shit I've ever heard.
So we gonna figure it out.
It's whatever. So yeah, literally 3/4 of this chapter is Goku just kind of beating the fights, beating the boss battles for all his friends.
Yeah, they were all struggling, and he said, yeah, move to the side, I got this.
They aren't good enough to do it. So then he handles the Roshi Krillin fight. He handles the Tien Yamcha Chaozu fight. Then we cut back to Moro juiced up Sagambo, kind of putting in work, putting hands and feet on androids 17, 18, Gohan, and Piccolo, taking all 4 of them on at the same time and succeeding gratefully. We get some pretty dope father-son Goku, not Goku Gohan, because that's not his dad. Piccolo Goku.
I was like, oh, you're admitting that? Okay.
Nah, it was a Freudian slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
So we get some pretty dope Gohan, Piccolo, father-son team-up action on Sagambo, but it's not working. Moro's just kind of standing there like, yo, you ain't seen me just get boy juice? Like, you ain't seen him give me, like, bless him with my juices? Like that ain't gonna do nothing. So Sagambo's putting in work, beating everybody up. Then all of a sudden, about to do the death kill shot, the kill shot, if you will. And in typical Dragon Ball Z fashion or Dragon Ball fashion, we see a lightning fast kick that we don't see. Sagambo goes flying, and then we just kind of get like a series of super fast movements, and Sagambo's getting that ass whooped. Like gut shot, head shot, body shot.
Just
right
fucking
hook,
him up.
Just fucking him up, putting in work. And the moves are going so fast that even Gohan and Piccolo can't really see what's going on. But surprisingly, Jocko, of all people, can actually keep up with the motion. And Piccolo was just like, damn, you can see this? And Jocko was just like, yeah, like my eyesight is actually my one pro.
Well, it's another thing that they forgot, because he was the one that saw Frost's needle in Universe 6.
Yeah.
So in the Universe 6 Universe Edmund tournament. So another thing that they just casually forgot. Oh yeah, he can see really, 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 really well.
Yeah, so he can actually keep up with Goku's movements, but he does make the point to say like, yo, only my eyesight is fire. I don't got these hands.
Yeah, he said, don't get it twisted. That's all I got for y'all.
Don't get it fucked up. He's like, I can't fight. He's like, if you need, he's like, I can look like a motherfucker. You need me to look at some shit. He's like, I got you. He's like, you got a medicine? He's like, you got a medicine bottle? You can't read like the side effects, small fine print? I got you. You about to sign a contract? You need me to look it over? I got you. So we do get the reveal. It obviously is Goku with some of his super fast speeds that we got going on. And Moro is ecstatic. Huge man crush boner. He is super happy that Goku is here. And he's just like, you know what? Let's test out how strong he really is. And he gives more juices to Sagambo. More Moro juice. Juice times 2. to power him up even more. And Goku's just like, yo, I don't even want to waste time with Bull. Like, let's just me and you fight. And Moro's just like, nah. He's like, let's see. He's like, I want to make sure that you're stronger now. He's like, I could definitely feel like you're stronger. He's like, but I just got to see for myself. So he juices up Sakambo again. Goku's putting in work. He goes Super Saiyan Blue. The squabbling, mixing up, going back and forth. Goku's telling everybody, he's like, yo, I got this. He was just like, y'all go do y'all thing. Back up. I don't want y'all in my way. I'm about to cook. They start fighting. Like I said, these are all very dialogue-less pages. Please go back and read. It's going to be awesome when it gets animated. Right. We keep saying that, but it will be. We're speaking it into existence. So as Goku keeps whooping that ass, Moro keeps blessing Sagamo with more juice, just juicing all over the place. And Goku's saying like, hey, your mans can't handle this type of power up. Like, he's busting at the seams, like, relax. Like, and Moro's just like, nah, I'm gonna just keep doing what I want to keep doing. And it eventually gets to the point where he overjuices Sagambo, and my man literally just kind of like
overjuices.
Like if any of y'all saw WandaVision, spoiler alert, it's basically what happened to Black Adam, like his noggin. Like, so it's essentially that. And Goku's just like, damn, like, do you not care about like your friend? And Moro's just like, yeah, they not my friends. They're my soldiers. Like, they're here to do
Goku
the job.
should know at this point. Ain't no villain got a friend.
His naivete is astounding. The lengths it knows no limits.
Nope.
But Moro's just like, yeah, nah. He was just like, that ain't my man's. That's just a soldier. That's a foot soldier. That's a grunt. And he was just like, but that's not what you were. He was like, but you know what? That's not that blue style that you were just doing. That's not the style that I want. He's like, I know you got more. He was just like, I know when you just zoomed in and nobody could see you. He's like, I know that you was doing something a little bit different. And he was just like, show me that. He's like, if you want to fight me, he's like, you gotta show me that. So Goku powers down, and then we get a really cool power-up scene for what appears to be a mastered or a more in-controlled version of Ultra Instinct, which again goes back to the difference between the manga and the anime, because the form that ges revealed here is a form that Goku already mastered.
It's Ultra Instinct Omen.
Yeah. So how they're gonna play around with this, or this whole scene just might get omitted because it's a form that Goku already has full control over by the time we have gotten to this fight. But that is where this chapter does end. We get a Ultra Instinct Omen version of Goku more in control, and him and Moro are getting ready to square off. So Trad, we did cover 2 chapters, chapter 57 and 58. We'll just kind of combine both as a whole in its totality. How many stars are you giving this one?
I mean, from an entertainment standpoint, since it's, I mean it was action heavy and we do like those, but I'm gonna give it a 4. It went back to the old tropes that we were talking about of like the Z fighters not being able to take care of themselves. Like the least they could have done was just had them defeat all of the goons, and Moro would be like, damn, y'all can't beat them. Then he enters the fight versus like them struggling with them. Goku needed to save them from these goons and then take it on Moro. Like, we've been saying it, like, let the Z fighters take care of like the B, the C, and the D tier level fighters, and let Goku and Vegeta handle like A and S tier. Like you couldn't just let them have their shine. They had to have Goku save the day once again. So actually no, I'm 3.5 because now that I talk more about it, I'm just tired of Goku showing up and helping them out all the time.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm glad you went 3.5 because I was gonna go 4, and I was like, "Fuck, we about to match again." I'll stay with the 4. Only being the fight portions of all this were really great, and I know that it was very small because it's in manga form. But I'm pretty sure when it animated, they'll let Krillin's fight will be longer, Tien and Chaozu's fight will be longer. Maybe Yamcha will even get some panels where he's not getting his ass whooped. So the fight panels for this were great and whatnot, what have you. But yeah, it's that whole literally Goku showing up and then, you know, one hitting each fight, just going bouncing from fight to one hit to get his friends out of a mess. That was some lazy shit.
It was not needed. They could have just defeated them and they were just no match for Moro. Like that's totally fine. Like them not having the ability to defeat these clowns was just like, yo, come on. Like I get it, he's the main character, but like it's like it's tiring.
Ensemble cast.
It's tiring, yeah. Like we like all the characters.
Yeah, and then especially because it's like they weren't like on brink of death.
No,
like they were up, and then, you know, the enemy fought back like they should.
Like let them figure it out.
Exactly. Like Gohan, like Roshi was up. They fused, got some licks. They got some licks back, and then they was just like, you know, about to boot and rally. You know, like
yeah.
But Goku comes in, you know, saves the day. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 4. To go with your 3.5 and everything, whatnot, what have you. But again, we are rapidly approaching the end of this arc.
Yeah, we about to get to the good fights.
Yeah, we're about to get to the really good fights.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, like I said, because a lot of these, again, if it felt like we kind of were breezing through these, it's not because we didn't like enjoy reading these in real time. It's there's really not much words on these chapters, and it's kind of going to be like this throughout the rest of the arc. So maybe we'll figure out some cool segment to throw in here to fill the time. Because when mad pages have no words, you know, we can only like break down the depiction of the artwork but for so long.
Yeah.
But that was chapter 57 and 58. Next week we're going to do another 2-piece again, so that'll be 59 and 60, and Good Brother Trav will be A-miking that one.
Gang.
We are gonna close this bad boy out. Look, we done squeezed in 2 in the same time that we usually do 1. You're welcome.
We do this. We
for
do
that
it.
ass. As always, YouTubers, podcast listeners, Instagrammers, Facebookers, follow us on DB4L_pod. That again is DB4, the number 4L_pod on Instagram and Twitter. And then please always listen to us on a weekly basis on Anchor and Spotify. We are aggressively in the market for getting on Apple and Google Podcasts as soon as we possibly can, particularly Apple. We know that a lot of you guys have been requesting us to be on Apple Podcasts because that is your primary podcast provider. So we will be trying to get that done as soon as possible. And again, once we finish this arc, we are going to take a bit of a break before we move on to the next one, but we're not going anywhere because we have some dope shit that we will start promoting and teasing for you with the great people over at Fandom Spotlight. But Trav, before we close this bad boy out, is there anything that you would like to say?
Let my nigga shine, man.
Enough said. Well, that was another episode of Dragon Ball for Life. And like we always say, whether you watch it or you read it, we all need it. So follow your fandom right back here, and we will see you next time on Dragon Ball for Life. Dodon Ray. Bow. Shout outs to super producer Mikey.
Love you, Mikey.
Bitch.
Get out.